my name is Alexis Brucker, and I will be presenting on Rudy Giuliani. After the second airplane crashed into the other tower during the 9/11 attacks, he arrived on the scene immediately, organizing and saving 20,000 more lives. He saved all those extra lives by taking control of the fire and police protocol due to them running into each other, causing more chaos than what there already was. He established new criteria for establishing the new control center. Good security, unobstructed views, and within walking distance of City Hall. Building number 7 at the World Trade Center was occupied by the CIA, Secret Service, and Federal Homeland Bank, and among others. He directly said in the national voice, "Tomorrow New York is going to be here and we're going to rebuild. And we're going to be stronger than we were before. I want New York to be an example to the rest of the world, to the country, that terrorism cannot stop us." During this time, he was a calm, collective leader, knowing that he will make New York once again great. Rudy was pro-gay marriage and wanted to spread to same-sex couples the same rights as any other citizen. Rudy was also pro-gun control, even though he does support the Second Amendment. He does think that a federal law where licenses should be in place is a good thing. With that, he set in better gun control in New York while being mayor and made New York the safest big city in the United States. He was also pro-choice. He did not like the fact of abortion, but he does respect that women does have a choice. He does want to see limitations on it, and abortion while in office did reduce. Also, he said how Romney increased spending by 8%, and he told citizens that he cut spending by 7%. And he did not lose satisfaction because he was reelected. With the fiscal responsibility, he turned a $2 billion deficit into a $2 billion surplus. Rudy wanted to cut corporate tax from 35% to 25% so he can increase revenue within larger corporations. He did this mostly to make sure that businesses didn't go overseas, so when they would import goods back to us, they wouldn't charge us more. Frederick Douglass only cared about the issues that pertained to him. Sure, it's easy to give the whole "we get along together" speech and cover all people that you haven't even cared about, but it doesn't do anything to help others suffering during this lifetime. What about disenfranchised immigrants or the poor farmers, equally suffering under the American system? I do not recall him ever caring about them. He did shortchange on equal civil rights. First thing aside, if you're going to give equal rights to everyone, make sure everyone gets equal rights. Douglass attacked many political heroes who didn't focus entirely on slavery, but there are more topics to talk about. He made fun of Lincoln after he died and criticized his lateness on the Emancipation Proclamation. His Freedmen's Saving Bank went bankrupt, sold himself out to be a marshal, and he spent more money on his house than he ever did on civil rights. During his traveling, he did not even travel to any African country. He only got to St. Falls because of his marriage, because he married an activist. Good leader for the minorities, but the president has to please the majority. Talked a lot about thoughts and ideas and stories of his past, but didn't do a whole lot to actively change on how things were besides that. Didn't even have a heart for American politics, and he was doing foreign policy, and you can't avoid talking about something that he just didn't care about.